begin by discussing what is it we mean by hazardous. Materials and wastes which are toxic to workers, harmful to the environment, and regulated by local, state, and federal agencies. So what we're looking at are hazardous materials that either have value to you or don't have value and therefore would be a waste. Getting on to the tip number one, I wanted to kind of paint an overall big picture. But in general, you as a manager, your role is to find the hazards, and that's any workplace hazards, inform the employees on how to avoid them. And today, we're really going to be focusing on hazardous materials and hazardous waste as far as your workplace hazards. You are responsible as an employer to provide a safe workplace that's free of hazards as much as practical. So what we're going to try to do is give you a way to identify those and, again, make the workplace free or at least reduce those hazards and then find some ways to also provide some value to your organization as well. The big thing is to identify the hazards and tell people to just avoid them. However, there's going to be some situations where, from an occupational standpoint, workers are going to have to come in contact with some of the hazards that are there. So again, there you have to determine what is the hazard that's there and at what level, what kind of training might be necessary there, and then looking at ways to eliminate or at least reduce the hazards that's present. And that gets into training, evaluating your workplace, and then potentially looking at the use of protective equipment somewhere down the line. But this last little bullet on our tip number one, that's really going to be your main focus, which is trying to reduce or eliminate the hazards, and that's specific to hazardous materials or hazardous wastes. Moving on to hazardous